My Hero Academia Heroes Rising is the latest film in the My Hero Academia universe. If you don't know what My Hero Academia is, it's a shonen anime that, as of recording, is at the tail end of its 4th season. It follows a young hero named Deku, who lives in a world where 80% of the population has a superpower which they call quirks. Deku is part of the 20% of the population that doesn't have a quirk, but after a chance encounter with the superhero All Might, Deku ends up inheriting All Might's powerful quirk known as One for All, and so Deku chooses to attend a superhero school called UA, where he can learn to become a superhero. It's a really fun show that balances drama, comedy, and action all together really well, with a lot of time spent around developing this classroom of kids with their own unique personalities and powers. Heroes Rising is set sometime after the 4th season, so while there is enough done in the film to ease newcomers into the story and world, if you are following the show, I definitely recommend being as up to date as possible to avoid having the show spoiled for you. In the film, UA's Class 1A has been sent to a remote island as part of the school program. Here they help out the citizens of the island with day-to-day things, and as there is a low crime rate on the island, things are expected to go pretty smoothly. But of course, things take a turn when a villain named Nine and his gang of followers all show up on the island, forcing Class 1A to work together to defeat the villains. Because this film takes place separately from the continuity of the show and manga, there is definitely a sense that Heroes Rising is a little disposable because it isn't actually canon. This practice isn't new for anime. Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, and Naruto all have animated movies that take place outside of the main continuity, but because they're feature films, they typically have larger budgets than the shows, allowing for far more detailed and extravagant animation, making them a real treat for fans of the shows. This practice has changed slightly in the past few years, with movies like Dragon Ball Super Broly being used to continue the canonical story, making them feel like they actually have an impact on the series. Heroes Rising feels like it's a little stuck between wanting to be canonical while providing a balls-to-the-wall side story for fans. There are moments in Heroes Rising that fans have been wanting to see for a long time, like Deku and his rival Bakugo finally teaming up together. And it's these moments that make Heroes Rising such a treat for fans, as the students from Class 1A are allowed to just go plus ultra and show off their powers to their full potential, especially with characters like Deku, who really steps into his role as a hero in this film. With the kids being on an island away from the pro heroes back in Japan, it falls to the students to pull together through this ordeal, so it's refreshing to see them not having to rely on someone like All Might having to come and save them. Whenever Heroes Rising is focused on all the action on the island, it's an absolute riot over time. The action is some of the best in the entire series, with plenty of colourful over-the-top attacks. The action is not quite as mind-blowingly insane as the action seen in Dragon Ball Super Broly, but there's plenty of opportunities to showcase all the different quirks from the students. For fan service alone, Heroes Rising is a wonderful experience. There's a number of humorous situations that involve helping the citizens of the island, like helping an old lady to and from places, that just helps keep that fun, light-hearted vibe that My Hero Academia is known for when there isn't a threat involved. There is a subplot set in Japan that is used to explain some of the events on the island, with a character trying to investigate the situation, but this subplot is so far removed from the story on the island that it feels like it's a little shoehorned in. If the entirety of Heroes Rising was based on the island, much like the previous film Two Heroes was focused on one location, Heroes Rising may have flowed a little better, without having to stop and see what's happening back in Japan. The thing with the film not being canon with the show is that any character development presented here doesn't mean a great deal. Most arcs in Heroes Rising are arcs that we've already seen occur in the show, so if you're not familiar with the show, the character arcs should feel fresh and new. Otherwise, there is definitely a bit of retreading here, particularly with the villains. I imagine the problem most fans will have with Heroes Rising is the way that the story is wrapped up at the end, which tries to quickly make sure that the events of the movie don't really impact the series. Whether we'll see these events mirrored on the show in the near future, we'll have to wait and see. But if we do get any more My Hero Academia movies in the future, I do hope we see them have a bit more relevance to the main continuity. Otherwise, for fans of the show who just want a fun time with the characters that they know and love, this movie should deliver in spades. My Hero Academia Heroes Rising gets an 8 out of 10 from me. Guys, I hope you like this review. If you want to see more reviews just like this one, stay right here for your mono fix. Bye guys.